Since I've been here, born and raised, my dad was a lawyer. I grew up out here. When I was a kid, I used to go to court with my dad. When I was a runner, I went to law school, I'd write briefs. So I've been involved in law all my life. I love it. And part of the problem with the growth of fabulous Las Vegas is the times have changed. The times that have changed is, for example, is getting out of jury duty. I still have people call me and say, hey, can you get me out of jury duty? Because back when I was a judge, that was easy breezy. It was pretty wild and loose. We could get people out of jury duty, no problem. But then everybody has to be equal and everybody has to go to jury duty. So I'm a lawyer. I can't get out of jury duty. It's just not gonna happen. So some tips, when you fill out your paperwork, and I was about to start a jury trial about 2 weeks ago, what happens is the lawyers get a piece of paper, single-spaced, with all the potential jurors' names on it. Then, behind it is a bunch of pages, and about a third of each page is a person's information. I swear to God, I got a picture, it's on my phone. I had to take a picture of this. Not lying at all. It says stuff, education, whether it's high school, college, your profession. Are you married? Spouse's occupation. This guy, I've never seen this in any of my jury selections. And like I said, I got a picture. I've got the evidence. His spouse's occupation was crazy bitch. That's what he put down there. I showed it to the DA. We were like, the DA's like, I don't want that guy. I go, that's the guy I want. That guy's being honest. Let's keep him on the panel. But the case ended up resolving and we did not select a jury with the jury outside. So that's one way to get off the panel. Another way is saying prejudicial things, which I don't advise. It's not right. But my advice about jury duty is sincerely, if you can get on a jury that's going to last a couple of days, it's a great experience. It's awesome. Your people really enjoy the true judicial experience. But if you're going to be stuck for 6 weeks, I get it. So that's my jury tip of the day. Let's take the first one, sequestered. First of all, what that means is you're going to be put in a hotel room and you're going to be put up overnight. Very rarely does that happen. The most famous one, of course, is the O.J. Simpson trial, way back in the day. Very rarely are you going to be sequestered, and especially if it's a couple days. And the reason for sequestering a jury is mainly on high-profile cases, because the jury, I don't care if it's an everyday case that never made the paper, or if it's in the newspaper, nobody reads the paper, but anyway, you know what I mean. It's in the media. What happens is the judge will instruct you at lunchtime and at the end of the day, hey, do not read any social media, do not read any newspaper articles, do not discuss the case with your family, friends, loved ones, etc. So that's why you sequester somebody. You want the jury to hear and make a decision just on the evidence presented in court. Well, the answer to the question is yes, to a certain extent, because it's in the record. So what happens is there's 70 people, 50 people, depending on what type of case it is, brought to the courtroom. They're outside. They get marched in. The first 16 or so go to the jury box. The rest sit back in the main gallery, and the jury starts getting asked questions by both sides, by both lawyers. And there's a court reporter taking down all the information. So you can request a transcript of that. You have to pay for it. So those jury questions technically are out there. Also, there's what's called JAVS, J-A-V-S. That is the recording system that every courtroom in the Regional Justice Center has. So you can also order the JAVS record, which is live and goes back and forth to microphones, and you see what really happened. You have the audio as well as the video, which is different than transcript. Transcript, you don't know what kind of inflection somebody said. You don't know if somebody said, yeah, I can be fair. That just comes out on paper, yeah, I can be fair. So technically, the answers are out there. So Tony, great question, thank you for asking. And by the way, great first name.
TheVegasLawyers.com. Lawyer up.